Today is the first day we are able to try out the new skill coming to Old School, Sailing. I've been excited for Sailing for a long time. It was my preferred skill when we voted on it 2 years ago now. It's been forever. I think the skill has a lot of potential, but really it's going to come down to how it is executed on. So today we're going to get some answers to those questions. Now keep in mind this is an alpha for the skill, so it's really in early development. Tons of things are going to change. Let's give it a try. Okay, here we are guys. We are on the Port Sarim dock and there is a ton of stuff going on. I didn't feel like transferring my character over, so we are level 3, 10 HP. Hopefully we don't die. Now the whole point of the alpha is to get kind of a bit of a temperature check on how the skill feels. Are there any kinks that need to be worked out? Surely there will be. But straight off the bat, we have quite a few things to do. Before we can even start sailing, we have to finish a quest at the Pandemonium, and then we can get into some of the actual training methods, and it looks like there's 5 main options. Okay, the first thing I want to do is look at the map. So because Sailing is a huge expansion to the oceans, the map had to be redone significantly. Now the main section that has been changed right now at least is the southern oceans, but I think there are plans to add in sailing content all around Gilenor. Notably, they filled in Menethos as well, but apparently that's just a placeholder, so no reveals there. That said, there are a handful of small islands, it looks like, that are brand new, and a huge one called the Great Conch, which I don't know if it's accessible, but looks like there's a ton of content on there. Hunter spots, farming patches, banks. So we'll maybe try to go find that place as well. Okay, here we are guys, we're on our boat. So to move around, you need to do a few things differently than on land, but overall it is kind of similar. First, you have to navigate at the helm, just by left clicking it, and then you have to trim your sails. But once you start moving there, you do mostly move around similar to land, except you take a bit longer arcs to turn your boat, which thematically does make sense. Oh my god, it's Tutorial Island, okay. Now one of the parts I'm really excited about is just kind of sailing past well-known locations, but just from a whole new angle. Like where are we? We're just to the west of Tutorial Island, Mudskipper Point, classic areas. So we stopped at a seemingly random spot, and we're gonna do some shipwreck salvaging. Okay, well we found something. And we got booted off the boat, okay. Now one of the notable new islands is called the Pandemonium. It's quite close to Tutorial Island actually, and this is kind of the hub for early game sailing. Okay, so somehow we ended up with a twisted coat on and some purple pants, but we are pretty stylish, and we've been downgraded to this little dinghy raft, but we'll make a few upgrades, I guess. So far there seems to be a couple different components that you can upgrade. You can upgrade your sail, cargo hold. This one doesn't look like we can build a salvaging hook on it, but we'll go ahead and build the cargo hold. Now the cargo hold is used to, well, hold cargo, but specifically we're gonna need it for our first major training method, and that is port tasks. Now these are kind of like courier tasks between two different locations. For example, this one wants us to go from the Pandemonium to Port Sarim, and we'll get some rewards and some experience by just shipping the cargo for them. The kind of neat thing about this is theoretically you could grab one of these and then do some other training method on the way, like salvage a shipwreck or explore more of the map. Oh my god, there's so many boats around. Now if you run into someone's boat, you can't. Essentially you can't, which is probably a good idea. It would be kind of funny to smash into people, but it's probably for the best that you just go under them. Okay, so we got our cargo from Port Sarim, and now we're just gonna run back, I guess, to where we came from. And by run, I mean sail. Now one of the simplest ways you get experience is simply by trimming the sail. All you have to do is left click on it. When the wind is on it, you'll get a speed boost and some sailing experience, and that's how we got level 2 sailing. So there it is, Pandemonium is done with, which means we should have all of the training methods unlocked. Okay, so let's take our first actual career task. There's a lot of options here. We are level 2 sailing, so I guess we'll take the only one we have access to. Alright, we're gonna deliver some fish. Now another way you can kind of train the skill is by exploring the map and finding points of interest. For example, over here we have, it looks like a wreck of Pandemonium. Now I'm assuming you only get this once, but if you find it, we get a chunk of sailing experience, which I'm assuming will scale up as you find things that are further and further away from the starting area. Okay, there's our actual first port task done with four rune scimitars. That's actually huge. Seems pretty good. I wonder if that's gonna carry over into the main game. Anyway. Okay, so I figured it out. These kind of sparkly things in the water, you can use one of your sailing tools. This one required a spyglass, and we're gonna get a weird perspective of the wizard's tower considering I'm on a boat. But it's a more sailing experience. Okay, there we go. We finished 3 port tasks, which most importantly, I think means we can get a better boat. I see people with an actual looking boat instead of a little dinghy. So let's see if we can snag that. Okay, there we go. We got our small boat back. And we're gonna make a couple upgrades to it. We're gonna upgrade our hull, which I believe will allow us to survive some of the more dangerous waters. And we'll also upgrade our sail, which I honestly have no idea what that does. Maybe it makes us faster. And we'll also build our ship's facilities as well. So we got a salvaging hook, a cargo hold, and we'll build this wind catch, which I, again, don't really know what that does, but I think it's used for some of the charting. Okay guys, we're doing a mini quest here. We gotta go talk to Thurgo. I see him here, but I don't see a dock station anywhere, so I don't really know. Oh god, am I stuck? Well, GG guys. Okay, if you're stuck, you can home teleport back. Now what happens if you leave your boat somewhere? It looks like you actually have to reclaim it, and a wizard gives it back for you. Okay. Apparently we had to use our landlubber legs and walk to Thurgo. That's a little off-brand, but okay. So there's the mini quest done with, and I think it's about time. We got to explore the high seas. We've been around Port Sarim this whole time. Let's explore around. You have this tool that is a duck that's supposed to measure the current. My duck just runs away. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. He's drunk. He just runs off into the distance. Oh my god. I want this narwhals in Catherby. One thing I think that they've really done well is add a sense of scale to the oceans. Like, I think these are further away than they used to be. Like, nothing feels too clunkily close, and everything looks correct. Like, you can right click on things on the coastline. The actual tech of it feels really, really nice. Once again, how tall are my legs? Who is looking at me? Okay, so the plan is we're gonna go all the way out the Brimhaven Bight and go south to explore the open ocean, because there looks like there's some things down there that we might be able to reach. Kind of hard to tell based on the minimap. Ooh, look at that. New shipwrecks just dropped. Pirate loot. Oh my god, we need level 25 sailing. No! Okay, so we're truly in the open ocean here. Now what we're looking for is a bit past the pest control island. I think there is an explorable, completely new area there. Okay, we can actually dock in the island. This is the Island of Bones, which hopefully the skeletons are. These guys can definitely one-shot me. Okay, well we explored that place, barely. The Charred Island. Okay, look at this. Red salamanders. Have you ever wanted a more red salamanders? Not really, but look, you can sail all the way out here and do some hunter. That's cool. And it looks like there's a... Oh, you actually can go down here. Oh my god, this is huge. Oh god, that can one-shot me. Everything in here will probably one-shot me, so we have to be very careful. That's cool, like a whole full-on Slayer-looking dungeon. This is the part I'm really excited about, just exploring, getting access to new locations only via sailing. And just a great way to integrate sailing into the existing world and the existing skills. Like, okay, so now you need sailing levels to get access to this hunter spot. Oh, sick, look at that, just a massive lighthouse. Probably like a quest location I'm kind of feeling. And finally we have the Dognose Island, which has some tropical birds on it, a magic tree, and a bank chest. So, could be an interesting hunter spot. Kind of just a fun little flavor island for now. It's a floating imp. Oh yeah, see you, buddy. So there's the docking point. Can we access it? No, it's not available during the alpha. That's okay. Looks like a huge island though, so I'm curious to see what it actually offers on release. Okay, so we just hit 25 sailing, which means we can now, I think, go salvage those pirate shipwrecks, which I'm probably gonna do while I start editing this video. I'm already AFK in this while we're doing something else. Hey, it just means there's a good variety of training methods. Okay, these are significantly better, getting over double the experience, and I think they are salvaging faster as well. Now you can store 20 of them in the cargo hold I have now, but I will probably just drop them for now so I can truly AFK. Okay, well, there it is, 30 sailing, literally almost perfect timing. We'll go ahead and salvage some of this loot just to have a look. Okay, those are some new items. Larch plank and larch logs, and we also got clue scrolls from it, so significantly improved loot from the pirate salvage. Now this is essentially a race where you're collecting crates and supplies to ferry them through a dangerous thoroughfare, this being the Storm of Temperos. I didn't realize this originally, but you can go through here with the upgraded hull, and you'll need an upgraded boat to do this. Okay, here we go. So we have to collect the rum from the other side of all this bullshit. And along the way, we'll grab these crates. Now, if you run through these whirlpools, you get a speed boost, as well as you want to trim your sail as you go as well. And if you run into anything or get struck by lightning, you pretty much lose all your speed. Oh shit, no! Well, we missed one of the supplies apparently, or we would have made the time. So that is pretty much the end of the sailing alpha. There's a couple things I missed, and there's more of the map we could explore, of course. Now, just for some first impression general thoughts on the alpha so far. From a tech perspective, everything is a lot further along than I thought it would be. Now, when it comes to how it actually looks when you're on the ocean, I think it actually looks quite natural. All the other boats around also give a lot of life. A couple random things that bother me though is, I wish most interactable things in the ocean you could just left click and have it do like a red X and then you just stop moving. Like when you try to salvage something, you have to kind of stop your boat and then go click on the salvage hook, and I've flown past quite a few times at this point. And I'm also not entirely sold on having to do 2 interactions to start moving. I get it from a thematic point, but so many times I went to go click on my sail and I wasn't on my rudder or vice versa, so maybe I'll get used to that, but maybe if you just clicked on one of them and just quickly did an animation for both, that would be fine. I really love the new islands. I just like it looks so cool sailing up on an entirely new landmass. I'm super excited to explore. I'll say the movement of the boat feels pretty good when you're just traveling around. When you have to do something more high intensity though, like the Barracuda trials, it kind of starts to feel a little weird. Like obviously it's something you have to get used to, but you're kind of all of a sudden thrown into a situation where you're expecting now precise movements on a boat that kind of has a delay when it turns, and maybe the hitbox on the crates could be just a smidgen bigger. I think shipwreck salvaging feels pretty good. I mean, it's going to be a low intensity method, going to be appealing to a lot of people, and I like you can make the choice between just destroying your salvage just to get more AFK sailing experience, or taking the time to go actually turn in the loot. I think is a good decision to have to make. I feel like my main bit of criticism would actually kind of be with the Barracuda trials. It feels the most out of place, kind of like a Mario Kart-esque minigame. People throw the minigame word out a lot, but I think it's an interesting idea. I just don't know if I would want it to be one of the primary way you actually train the skills, or the fastest ways even. I feel like maybe the idea of just a courier task at a time limit that maybe forced you to go through a treacherous area instead of kind of just like a race you're doing might be kind of more thematic, more interesting. Every single dock that is in Gilenor, you should be able to dock at. Honestly, there was a ton of options already, but I think just the more places you can stop on your boat, the better. Anyway guys, that's going to be it. Check out the alpha if you want to give sailing a try. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.